Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreath.
All morning we've been waiting on this band of rain and some higher elevation snow to make its way into the Rogue Valley, and now it's starting to make that trek through the Cascades. It's on the doorstep of the Cascades at the very least, but all this has been rain for the most part in the Rogue Valley, at least the heart of the Rogue Valley. It was just a little bit too warm in Medford for any snow to mix in, but fear not, the temperatures are going to get much colder later, and that's when we'll start to have snow be an impact, or have an impact in the Rogue Valley, as I should say. But let's look at Stormcast, and you'll kind of see the progression of all this mess as we go throughout the rest of the evening. And some good news is things start to taper off just a little bit by the time we get into the late evening. This is 8 p.m. But again, those snow levels are going to drop, so we could see some snow showers in the Rogue Valley. And then as we head into your Saturday morning, here comes yet another wave of moisture, albeit a little bit lighter. But by the time we're into the late morning hours of your Christmas morning, we could definitely have some snow in some of these higher elevations. Now, the snow levels are going to raise later in the day, so we're going to flip-flop back and forth between rain and snow. It'll start off as snow, go to rain, but then later in the night, those snow levels are going to drop once again, and then it'll transition back into snow. But that's just for the Rogue Valley. Elsewhere, this is all going to be snow. In the basin, down in Siskiyou County, for the most part, pretty much all snow. Now, let's put an image to those snow levels that I was telling you about today. They're going to be at 2,000 feet, dropping down to 1,500 feet overnight. And then Saturday night, well, that's where the magic happens, because those snow levels are really going to fall all the way down to 500 feet. And that's why we're saying at this point, given the data we have from the models and giving our meteorological intuition, we're thinking that it's almost a guarantee that we're going to see snow on the valley floor Saturday night going into Sunday morning. Speaking of the snow, let's look at some of those snowfall totals. We could have up to a foot fall there at Happy Camp, more like 4 to 6 inches along the Interstate 5 corridor. And just a reminder, with this graphic, this is what's going to fall over, or this is what we think could fall over the next 48 hours. This doesn't take into account the snow that's already on the ground. 4 to 6 inches there at Warner Mountains, 8 to 12 at Bly Mountain, but the biggest snowfall totals are being reserved up in the Cascades. You saw close to a foot there at Chemolt, but look at this. These are just ridiculous. Every time I look at them, I can't believe it. Around 2 to 3 feet of snow could potentially fall over the next 48 hours up in the Cascades. And then the west side valleys are going to get on the action too. Medford, Grants Pass could see between 2 to 3 inches of snow. And then those passes and summits could see anywhere between a foot to a foot and a half. So it's going to be tough sledding out there, especially as we head into the evening and then the early morning hours on Saturday, then going forward in time into Sunday. So here's a look at all the winter storm warnings, mainly above 2,000 feet, 1 to 2 feet could fall really anywhere down in Siskiyou County, in Jackson County, Josephine County, Curry County, all above 2,000 feet. And then we have winter weather advisories in effect for areas above 1,500 feet. This is where we could have several inches to maybe even feet of snowfall, again, on the east side, Siskiyou County, and in Jackson County. And here's just kind of a conglomeration of everything, all the warnings and watches that we have in effect throughout the weekend. So for today, Christmas Eve, blustery conditions. We'll have blowing snow on the east side, maybe down in Siskiyou County too, as those winds could gust up to 45 miles per hour. You see a wintry mix here in the Rogue Valley. Well, forget about that at this point. It's just going to be all rain from this point forward. But still, mainly snow on the east side. It hasn't gotten there yet, but it's about to. Then snow mixing in down in Siskiyou County as well. The wind's back off a little bit tonight, but still blowing snow is going to be on the table. And that's when we're expecting a transition into snow in the Rogue Valley. And the rain chances stay elevated through Sunday, but then they start to taper off a little bit as we head into next week. So here's your 7-day forecast along the coast. Those snow levels are going to drop as we head into Sunday and Monday, so coastal snow is on the table. We have a winter storm watch in effect for a coastal Curry County above 500 feet, where we can have 10 inches of snowfall throughout the week, and that is just incredible. Then in Northern California, of course, you saw several feet of snow could fall there in Siskiyou County, especially up towards Tenet and Happy Camp. Then in the basin, we are also looking at not only wintry conditions, but very cold conditions. Look at those overnight lows getting down into the single digits also getting down into the single digits in the mountains, but that's not going to be the biggest concern. The biggest concern is going to be how many feet of snow are going to fall specifically towards Lake of the Woods, Crater Lake, Diamond Lake, and then in the Rogue Valley. We are expecting that transition into snow tonight, and then it will likely transition back to rain Christmas Day, then back over into snow Christmas night.
All right, thank you very much, Josh.
Of course.